It is that time of the night where I say, get off my lawn. I turn on my anger for the Dave 101.
It's time for Dave 101.
Open up the door, it's Dave! Dave, D-A-V-E!
Dave's not here. He's the killer. Yeah, he's the killer. He's the killer.
Oh, yes. You know, I had full intentions of taking this to another level tonight. And I wanted to get into the whole cryptid side of things because, you know, this coming weekend, I'm going to be setting up my Jeep. My little guy and I are going to put it all together and get ready for Sasquatch hunting season this year as soon as the snow melts. Yep, no. My good friend Nicole has to ruin that all. Why? Well, we were talking about UFOs earlier tonight, and she says, by the way, have you heard of this new group, Society for UAP Studies? No, I haven't. And I will tell you, she sent me a link. I started looking through that link. And I just started getting a headache. Once again, we have scientists coming together for the sake of humanity to break down UAP. Yes. God, I hate that term UAP. I do. It grinds my gears all on its own. But this is even wonderful and joyous because we have another group out there that is going to do the exact same thing as every other UFO UAP group out there. And you know what's even funny about it? They even have members from different groups who are looking for the exact same thing, just under a different title. At some point, do we not need to change the game plan? Isn't the definition of insanity that is you keep doing the same thing over and over again, but you expect different results? So I figured I would share things with you because I'm that guy. Okay, I'm that guy. Yes, I am. So let's go to about. Let's see if this group, Society for UAP Studies, is any different from Enigma or UAPX or Galileo or the SCU or MUFON's New Direction or Ryan Graves' new group. I always forget the name of that one. Shows you how important it is to me. Let's check it out. The Society for UAP Studies is a non-profit organization currently being developed as a learned and professional society. It intends to be organized around the fundamental goal of reorienting and refocusing the study of unidentified aerospace phenomena so that it emerges not only as a frontier science, but a true academic discipline of knowledge in its own right. Because of the nature of this subject matter, viewer discretion is advised. No, it does not say that. It does say, because of this nature of this subject, the academic discipline will be one which draws on work from existing academic disciplines without identifying with any one of them. While the society will maintain rigorous standards of academic discussion, writing, and debate, and while it will all at the same time maintain a critical disposition towards its subject matter, the society sees itself as occupying a fundamentally liminal space between what can be known about UAP and what is yet to be determined. We therefore reject both credulous believerism and dogmatic debunkerism in the spirit of openness to the existence of a profoundly anomalous phenomena significant to all manner of fundamental human concerns, knowledge, science, truth, meaning, political governance, culture, and ways of living. As the society develops, we intend for its distinction from other UAP-related organizations, such as the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies, the SCU. Have we heard that here yet? Oh, or the Galileo Project. Have we heard that one here yet? Oh, or UAPX. Have we heard that one here yet? To become very clear, while the society sees its activity as fully consistent with and especially complementary to the activity of these other organizations, the Society for UAP Studies is specifically concerned more with promoting meta-level theoretical academic reflection on the subject of UAP. It is not primarily interested in producing the first-order data that constitutes the evidential basis of the UAP phenomena. Furthermore, the society is dedicated to bring together different academic disciplines, especially STEM and the humanities and social sciences, for discussion, debate, and disciplinary definition or coordination. Finally, The Rock has come back to UFOs. No, finally, the society is also dedicated to education and outreach, the development of a robust university-level UAP studies curriculum, which can be offered potentially within mainstream academia. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there for right now. I want to show you something. Remember a couple weeks ago we had Rich Hoffman on the show. Well, let's take a look. Who happens to be on this board? Mr. Rich Hoffman, who happens to be an advisor for Enigma Labs, who happens to be part of the Scientific Coalition of UAP Studies, who happens to be a board member of UAPX. Yeah. This guy's in everything. But remember, the funny part about this one is they stated, remember when Rich stated on this phone, this is not about transparency. No, it's not about transparency at all. No. Yet, here they are wanting to bring this study and transparent study to university academia. This is not making sense to me. It is not. This is why all of these so-called scientific groups are full of it. I'm not saying they don't have brilliant people, because these humans that are involved with this type of study are brilliant. They really are, except in choosing PR people, which they have no clue. Okay? This is nothing different than the other groups. And they're all moving towards Enigma Labs because that's where the money is. And let me tell you, if you have interest in UFOs, just throw your hands up in the air and just say, whatever. Nothing to see here, just like Chief Wiggum. Because there isn't. Great, you're going to get studies about UFOs? You don't even know what the difference is between a UFO and a UAP. We do. Many people made it obvious during the Chinese drones. Many government officials, from what I've heard, know the difference between UFOs and UAPs. But they're going to blindside us. They know better because they have their doctorates and masters and bachelors in science. And yet, they're all the same people with just different titles in a different titled group. That would be like, I'm going to give you an example here. A lot of people will say, well, geez, Dave, if you're a sports fan, you know, there's 32 NHL teams, there's 32 NFL teams, There's 32 Major League Baseball teams. True. The difference is you don't have Sidney Crosby, Alexander Ovechkin, or Connor McDavid playing for all 32 teams. They have one team. Here, we see a bunch of scientists getting together in as many groups as possible. Many of them, like Hoffman, who work in the defense area or have contracts with military members or military affiliates like the U.S. Army or Navy or Air Force or Marines. And yet they're doing this for us. They're doing this. They're going to find that UAP and they're going to solve this mystery for us. There is no mystery. Because much like Bigfoot, okay, and I just mentioned earlier in the show about how we have too many people who claim to know what the creature is but really don't have a clue, because none of us have a clue. These scientists are so narrow-minded on the discipline of physics, astrophysics, mathematics, chemistry, the technology of it all, that the majority of them are missing the finer points that will answer the question. This is what makes somebody like Gary Nolan from Stanford University so much more different than what everybody else is doing. Look, you don't have to like Gary. I think Gary's a good dude. But he will tell you point blank, this isn't nuts and bolts, people. This has nothing to do with nuts and bolts. They can play nuts and bolts all day long, okay, drive their Teslas or their Volvos or whatever they want to drive. Okay, those are nuts and bolts. This is different. They refute the fact that there is statistical study done on the consciousness aspect of UFOs, not UAP, because UAP are man-made. UFOs. That's what Gary Nolan is looking into. And many people like him. Why? Because they know this isn't a singular nuts and bolts answer. There is no crescent wrench out there that is going to open the door to a UFO and all of a sudden allow you to figure out how it flies. They refute the evidence of hundreds of people that researchers, true researchers in this field, like Grant Cameron, who have interviewed hundreds of people who have allegedly flown the craft. You don't have to believe them, but you know what? They may have an answer to your science. Now, a lot of people have accused me, Dave, you're so anti-science when it comes to UFOs. Not at all. Not at all. What I'm saying is there has to be a fair blend between the woo and the nuts and bolts. Otherwise, we're just kicking tires to get a bunch of money donated for solving nothing. If they really, really wanted to solve this, why wouldn't they put the pressure on NASA? NASA's been covering up this subject for 60 years. Why would they put their pressure on the government agencies? Oh, many of them are affiliated with the government agencies. Why wouldn't they put their pressure on the military? Oh, those military contracts that many of them work for can't piss off the bosses. I know a number of people on this Society for UAP Studies, and I will tell you this. Next time I chat with many of them, it will be just a little shake to my head. Not that because I'm being negative, but because we've seen it all before. And ladies and gentlemen, be prepared for another scientific group to solve absolutely nothing when it comes to UFOs. And that is your Dave 101. Do me a favor, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below and let me know what you think.